war is on the horizon, as the Welfs eye hungrily to the south, and the Duchy of Provence. Will it happen, or will it not happen? Stay tuned for today's episode. Okay, enough of that nonsense. Hey everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel, and our Rise of Burgundy Let's Play series here on Crusader Kings 3 with the Royal Court. And of course it's going to happen in this episode. Now exactly when it's going to happen, well, I say of course, but nothing is for certain in the world of 869 Europe and Northern Italy. Whether or not Conrad will go to war is a bit of a question. Let's take a look at our military. So, raised, this will not be a cheap endeavor. So, it's going to not be inexpensive to go to war, but I feel that once we get to a certain point of income, we will do that. So we've got a new diplomacy lifestyle perk to unlock and go with confidence. So each friend adds a -5 stress gain, thicker than water, personal scheme success chance, plus 25% against family members. Well, let's go with confidence. As a shy character, Conrad needs as many friends as he can find. Let's be honest. He's not overly well liked. He's got, he's got a few alliances. His spouse isn't really digging him too much, so we'll have to work on that. That does remind me, she can assist the ruler in court politics, court intrigue, or patronage, which matters of culture, religion, and education. She's not very good at managing the domain. She can help with the court intrigue and politics. Let's take a look at her real quick. Yeah, that is really patronage. That is her strong suit. And once Herold is swayed, we will go to Marshal Odone, and then maybe work on Bertha in the meantime. Because it'd probably be good if Conrad's wife doesn't hate him. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but in general, that's always better for a marriage. Other than that, there is not a ton going on right now. We are just waiting for this to tick up a little bit further so that the income level is there so that going to war won't completely bankrupt us. So we can see here the peasant rabble of the County of Aosta is trying to, I guess, organize and can send an ultimatum in 48 months, so in 4 years. So if we want to go to war, now is the time to do it before that uprising might happen, and we can crush that uprising. We've got 35 gold. I think that'll help us. Mayor Herold is swayed, so we will go to our council now. We're still working on swaying him, so there's still a little bit left to go there. So we're not gonna worry about that just yet. It's gonna be another 17 months before he is fully swayed, and then we'll start working our way down. But I believe the time now in June is good for our invasion of our neighboring duchy. So Angiolotto has actually allied with Countess Carla of Lombardia, so she is right over here. Overall, they are still weaker than us, so let's go to the declare war, and we can see we can muster a total of 2,800 versus their 847. We can declare the war, and this would give us this sliver right into the heart of the Provence, and we gain the contested title. So obviously, this will be what we want. If you enforce the demands, we can do that, but let's go and declare war and go to war with our first conquest of the Provence. And we can also call some allies in. I think we will do that. It'll cost us 150 prestige each. I think Duke Hugo would be enough. 75 for Ulm. We will do that as well. And muster our forces now. Let's, all right, so they're all going to join. And excellent. All right, so obviously the enemy has mustered as well. Let's look at our commanders. We can send in our rough terrain. This is the guy we're going to go with, for sure. Now, he's a military engineer, but Odone, he is the one. He's a rough terrain expert. This is in the mountains. That simply makes the most sense. And we will now send our troops south into these mountains. And we've got 385 coming from here, 459 coming from there. So we can deal with these individually without necessarily needing our allies to come. But once we have our allies, that will help. We've got more. Our troop numbers are higher than theirs. We don't have siege equipment yet because we can't. We just don't have that yet. So this siege is going to take 9 months. And here comes the army of Auxerre from the Count of Anjou. We can see here the County of Lombardia's troops are heading towards our capital. But they're just kind of walking around northern Italy, not really that interested. Of course, we have very rough terrain for them to deal with. And here comes the Count of Anjou's troops and the siege of Fort-Salquier will advance. And here come the troops from the County of Ulm. And with that, we will, of course, now have overwhelming forces against the Duchy of Provence, along with the County of Lombardia. Now we see Beatrix has been groomed to rule, so her learning has increased by 2. Very, very nice. See, they're not engaging with us. They're just kind of walking around at this point, and they are losing time, as we will, of course, gain our main target here within the next few months. A few days even, in fact, with an overwhelming force. So they are heading now north towards our realm, but I'm not overly concerned with that because they've just lost so much time in the meantime. Just a few days left, and now we have won that siege, and now it is time to move our troops north to engage the enemy here. Right now it's saying the chances are even, but if we engage them in the field with our allies, I believe we've got a very decent chance. Okay, so they disengaged. Let me head over in here. No. All right, so this would not be good for us unless our allies come in time, which they will. Will we catch them before they leave? And we do. It's an even battle that we are losing, but here come our allies from Anjou, and that will definitely change the course of this battle. Fantastic. And we will claim victory on the field. And there we have it. We have captured the Duke's son and heir with that 100% war score. So we can see here, we lost 279. They lost 304. Enemy combatants captured. And we will enforce our demands. And with that, so be it. We will disband our troops. And we have gained a very sizable foothold in the Provence. We, of course, are above our domain limit. And I believe we will relinquish this holding. We can go to apt. This holding we will grant this one to. I think we'll land one of our knights, Adalvin. He served us well in this conquest, and he is unlanded, or actually our marshal. Yes, our marshal will become landed and grant that title. His opinion will go up by 40 for 50 years. Fantastic. Fantastic. And he likes us now. Odona, our marshal, is our friend, and we believe in rewarding those that have been loyal to us in battle. Very, very important. We're now expanding also the amount of levies we can bring in. And we can see here, income level. We'll slowly, we've got unraised men-at-arms. That'll change. Of course, he will be there. Greetings, Duke Conrad. I would be delighted if your son would visit my court in Milano. This is the one we just had a war with. She doesn't like us. Sorry, I'm going to decline that. I am not sending my heir against someone we just fought a war with. That's not going to happen. Not even a little bit. So we have too few knights. We can't invite anymore. We don't have the money to recruit. But once we have the cash, we will do that. So now it is all about, we can create a cadet branch. We could actually create a cadet branch of the Welf. But we're not going to do that at this point. I don't believe there is any need to do any of that. So we're just going to continue on as we are, build up some cash reserves, and start investing in our realm development so we can bring in more money. That's just very, very important. Uh-oh, you are now a mere count. We lost the rank. The Duchy of Upper Burgundy is forfeit, was destroyed. Uh-oh. Was that by the king's decree? We are no longer a duke. Well, that's not good. We need a new marshal because, of course, now he is outside of our realm. Adalwin, you will be our new marshal. Training commanders. Well, and just like that, Louis has hurt us. Well, that is not good. We've got a new diplomacy perk. Flatterer, so befriend, scheme power, thicker than water. We'll go down that route. And that is a betrayal. Without a doubt. You can see things are starting to break up here. Let's take a look. East Francia is now King Kalman. Bavaria is King Ludwig III the Younger. Lotharingia is still Lothair II. Charles the Bald is still in West Francia. And Italy is still Louis the Younger, who is now a cadet branch of House Nîmes, Karling. These are all, this is a cadet branch of Karling-Toul. The cadet branch of House Bickenbach. Oh boy, it's starting to become rather interesting. First in line, well, we are first in line to inherit the county, which now is gone. We have too few knights. Well, that's not good. That is not good at all. That was a turn that I was not expecting already. I mean, I know a lot of this can happen. But, oof. That's a bad thing to have happen there. I'm not happy about that one bit. So we can still create the Duchy of Savoy if we get to 250. Well, that was now a wasted war, it seems. Let's see, can we declare war? We cannot, because we do not have a casus belli against them. Well, my friends, that is a turn that came all too unexpectedly for Conrad, who, given how vengeful he is, well, my friends, needless to say, this is a slight that will not go forgotten. Now, he does now have a claim on Upper Burgundy, on the Duchy of Upper Burgundy, and lands within Lotharingia. So if we look at here, so we could go to war with Lotharingia itself. We can declare a war for our claims. Not really something I would per se want at this point. I don't think that would be a smart move, to say the least. But it's at least it's there. Besançon. We can declare a war here for our claims. So the county of Sundgau is all we can get. But we're obviously not going to go to war with them. We can't declare a war with him. Faction is created against Louis. Well, let's take a look at that. Your acquaintance, Duke Unruach, created the faction to install Count Adelhard of Ravensburg on the Italian throne. It's not really... I mean, we haven't been invited to it, so... that is frustrating. So just like that, we went from being the Duke of Upper Burgundy to the Count of Savoy. And this, once again, now, what this has done, it has steeled his resolve to become an independent kingdom and to lead the Welfs to glory, because obviously lieges cannot be trusted, and least of all these Carlings. We cannot trust the Carlings one little bit. Can't do anything here. As far as decisions go, creating a cadet branch, something we could do. But it's not really something I want to do. I kind of want to keep them as Welf for now. Just leave it on that. We can attempt suicide, but that's not really something we want to do at this point. Hold a feast, cost 50 gold. We are not doing that. If we look at our council, things are still okay here. Our court. Is there anybody else we can add at this point? We've got average tutors still. Seneschal as well. Yeah, nothing's expanded there that we can really make any changes. But now we are dukes no more. I mean, really, the only thing we lost was our title and this land that we gained. We do have now claims to press in Lotharingia. But what I want to do, and what the smart thing is here for Conrad to do, is to wait and see what happens with all these crazy Carlings. If Lotharingia falls, which it often does, we'll look at him. The primary heir is still the King of Italy. So if Lothair II dies, this just basically expands more. East Francia, primary heir is Prince Arnulf of East Francia. And Bavaria, the primary heir is Prince Reinhard. So Ludwig the Younger does have an heir. How do we look here? Primary heir is still Louis the Stammerer. We swayed our mayor. So now we can go on to the council. And you know what? What we can do is we can sway our wife. Might as well. What else can we do? We can seduce her. We can befriend her. Let's try to... no, obviously that's not going to work. What if we romance her? 35%. Okay, what if we just try to befriend her? 48%. Or if we try to sway her to like us? 68%. Yeah, I mean, let's go bit by bit here, just a little bit. Dangerous faction. So the peasant rabble is still building. The good thing is that's really not what I'm overly worried about. I believe we can take care of them. We still have all of our alliances, so I'm not concerned with that. We have a truce still with the Provence, so we can't even really go into this region. We're a little bit stuck in a position of not much we can do. Now, we could expand down here into northern Italy, further into the county of Cuneo or the county of Navarra against the Prince Bishopric here. But this is not a goal of ours. This is not within the goals of Burgundy. It's not a direction we want to go. This is the direction right here. Pop that back up. This is what we want. This is what we need. King of the de Jure Drift, Duchy of Savoy, will become part of the Kingdom of Italy in 93 years. Okay, so not overly concerned with that at this point. But this is the heartland of Burgundy that the Velfs will want to go after. So again, at this point, there's just nothing that really makes us want to go that way. But we will work on our holdings at this point. Not worried about an outpost. I think quarries would be the right way to go because it will give us more taxes and increase our levies. So we will construct quarries here in Moutier because we need to make more money. So it is time to designate a guardian for Beatrix. Beatrix, who is going down the stewardship education route, which does make sense. She is club-footed and pensive. So if we look at stewardship, Gisela, our court physician, would be the best fit for that. Creating the duchy, we are still way off financially there. Judith von Welf can marry here. What can we find matrilineally? Oh, so claims on Brittany, as well as here Asturias, Zamora, Oviedo, Nitra. Ooh, those are some interesting ones. Let's take a look here real quick at Prince Ridored. So his grandfather and his father were kings. He is unlanded at this point. All it would do is give claims in Brittany. The Infante, he is wandering and unlanded too. Look at all of those claims. But it doesn't really help us in terms of alliances at this point. Slavomir is also unlanded. That's just... Let's look at alliances. Is there anybody here that really gives us a good one? I mean, Ulm we already have. The city of Mulhouse, Martigny, Suza. I mean, there's really nothing here of high interest. If we get rid of matrilineal, the county of Ansbach. Or Aargau. County of Aargau, which is internal. And the county of Oldenburg. There's just not really anything here. Aargau is interesting just because Aargau is right there. It's in southern Lotharingia. We click on that. I mean, we're kind of related. Gives us a small ally in the region for small wars. No. I'm going to keep Judith here. Just those alliances don't really interest the savvy one. Duke Lambert has created an independence faction against King Louis. Delicate affairs. I have heard you are focusing on improving the realm's status with its neighbors, brother. Judith approaches me amicably. I have long taken an interest in these affairs. I'd be happy to offer you help gaining Pope Callista's trust. We are family after all. So you honor me, sister. That does add stress, but increases. So Judith becomes a friend, and Pope gains 15 opinion. Pope Callista's is not worth the effort. We lose stress, and she likes us less. She feels insulted by it. He is shy. I think I can handle Pope Callistus. No, he doesn't want to deal with Callistus. He does trust family. So he's going to deal with the gain in stress. He's shy. Judith, do it for us. So he's not breaking. His stress level's going up. So that's something to just keep in mind. Piety is not good at all. So I need to work on improving that over time. But that's not a focus for him. He is a sinner and he knows it. He owns it. The fact that he is both vengeful and gluttonous, he's fully aware that these are sins to Catholicism. So the county of Bari has given rise to the peasant rabble. Okay. To the hysterical Count Conrad. We have been burdened with your oppressive laws far too long. No more. We are done paying you taxes. So we can give him a tax lien. County control level minus 75, so increase autonomy by 10 years. No. Never. Peasants' lot is to serve their lord, of course. And we will rally the troops. We will raise all our armies. And commander, Lucetto, cautious leader, Adalwin. Yeah, he will command our troops in the field. 766, and we will head over the mountains. We've got a new diplomatic one, diplomacy. Lifestyle perk, flatter, so befriended scheme power goes up by 30%. So now we will send them over the mountains. I'll have to go all the way around. Do I call in an ally? Let's call in Ulm. Just a small contingent. I mean, we could call in Anjou. Why not? It doesn't hurt us. In fact, it helps us, even though we may not need them. But it's fine. We will bring in our allies to help us. Countess Bertha has been swayed. Excellent. So she likes us now. But we'll just continue swaying our wife, because at the end of the day, don't really want her to not like us. Actually, you know what we're going to do instead? We are going to go to our court, and we're going to sway Gisela. Very, very important to make sure our physician likes us. Also when it comes to murder schemes and whatnot. So let's go to this battle, which we should win rather quickly and easily. And by the time our allies will be here, this entire peasant revolt should be taken care of. And it is. We will enforce the demands. So be it. We will disband our troops. And now, don't need to worry about the victory. Faction has disbanded. And we will now look at our court and our prisoners. And we will execute him. Bernardo Manini, he is a known criminal, allowing you to execute him without being viewed as a tyrant. Okay, we gain 11 dread. We spend 25 piety. We're not pious, but I don't care. You revolt against the Welfs, and the chopping block is your future. War declared on Liege. King Louis is being attacked by Duke Unruch. So the Duke of Friuli is waging war against our liege, who we hate. War for Count Adelad's claim on the Kingdom of Italy. So they have 6,000 troops. He has 3,500. That is suicide. That is more than suicide. Yeah, that is not something you should do, my friend. Good luck with that. I wish you expediency and luck against the treacherous King of Italy, but you're probably going to get crushed. Be my opinion. We are not sending troops to help the King of Italy, because he has revoked our ducal title, and that is something, a slight that obviously Konrad will never, ever, ever forgive. Rudolf comes of age. I am proud to see my son no longer as a child, but as an adult. With sufficient tutelage, even a child that has displayed little natural inclination towards warfare, such as Rudolf, can come to truly understand it. It is impressive to see such skill in someone so young. It displays a level of insight that's rare, even among veteran commanders. So he is unmarried. He could marry my sister, but let's not do that. Are there any good alliances for him to marry into? Baronies and cities. Really nothing overly fantastic. So I think at this point we will kind of leave it there. We are just a count, so ostracized a little bit. But now that our son, Rudolf, see him right here, he is 16, 17 martial, compassionate, he is humble, but he is cynical. He is a brilliant strategist, a flexible leader, but he's a drunk hunchback. Makes for very interesting. So he obviously has implicit claims on all of our lands. He is, as of right now, unlanded, but hopefully we can change that in future. It is now the 3rd of January, 875, and I believe this is a good point to end today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts on the betrayal and being degraded down to a count from a duke, and where we should move to next. So until next time, I'm Realm Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon.